Hello, let's have a quick chat. So I've had a few things going on that I wanted to share just to keep you all up to date on what's happening. So on the channel right now, a bunch of my main long-running series have ended and been replaced with other stuff that kind of all happened at once. I wasn't really expecting it that way. But The Second Sky is finally done after 117 episodes. And in its slot, let's see, I ran Terrier first. That one's also done, and I'm now doing Taskmaker. I expect Taskmaker to go on for just a little while. I'm not sure exactly how long. I don't remember it being a super long game. If I had to guess, I would say like 16 episodes, probably a few more than that. 20 episodes, maybe, total in that series. In that time slot, the next game I have lined up after that is going to be Gunthrow and the Epic Blunder. So Mordrod on the way soon. I'm I'm eager to get back to it after this break I'm taking from it. I'm actually kind of missing it quite a lot now. Money Seas is over and is replaced with Offspring Fling now. Looking at my numbers, it seems like not quite as many people are interested in that one as some other games, and that's fine. It's just interesting to see what people choose to watch and what they don't. I think it's a really cool game. I'm very much liking how it's going, but I can see that the some of the videos might be a little bit repetitive because I'm going for times on them. But anyway, it's a fun platform game. So if you haven't given it a chance, then give it a quick try. See if it might be your kind of thing. The other one was, let's see, Terraria is still going for now. That's just sort of going to keep going until we run out of stuff to do, I'm guessing. And I have no predictions for when that will be. The other slot is... still managing to keep up with 4 videos. It was quite a mental load to switch to 3 new games kind of all at once. The Real Texas, that's the other thing I'm doing. Right, so Legend of Gurmok 2, done with that, 48 episodes. Some of you will recognize the significance of that number. Yeah, so I've replaced that with The Real Texas. Super weird game. I'm not sure exactly when this video will go up. It's probably only the first episode will have aired. I've recorded a little bit ahead of that. And the game was weird to begin with, and it just keeps getting stranger. But it's really cool. I'm enjoying getting the chance to play it blind and see all of the weird things it has in its world. So that's what's going on there. A thing that I did with my YouTube channel is I have become a YouTube partner now. So usually people do that in order to put ads on their videos. That's not the reason that I did it. I did it specifically to get access to the video scheduler. Now, that's a double-edged sword. It lets me specify a release date when I've uploaded a video, and is only available to YouTube partners, unfortunately. But I have access to it now, and ads are not mandatory, so I am choosing not to put them on any of my new videos. So being able to schedule videos to go live at a specific time really helps me a lot in not having to be at a computer twice a day if I'm otherwise like out to lunch or traveling somewhere or doing something else. But it can lead to some accidental video publishing. The first episode of Taskmaker went up a day early by accident, so oops. Hopefully I won't do that too many other times. But yeah, it's been nice not to have to... I'm sure you've heard my alarm go off a few times in Terraria videos and have to stop. Oops, publish a video now. Okay. So yeah, no more of that. That is nice. Now, since that did actually give me access to video ads, I could not resist running a quick experiment with them. I think I've talked about it in the past. I do not like... I'm okay with the concept of advertising. I don't like the way YouTube does it. The ads that show up on videos are extremely repetitive. It seems like they only have like 2 or 3 in the rotation at any given time, which is like ridiculously few. You know, I'll watch like 10 videos over the span of a couple of days, and I'll see one ad repeated 10 times over the course of that, and it's pretty annoying. So I don't like the idea of putting them on my videos in general. They're not very topical either. I mean, well, if they have such a small pool to pull from, then that's not too surprising. But like, it's very rare that I'll get an ad that is contextually relevant to the thing I'm watching. Well-targeted, tasteful advertising is something I'm completely okay with, but I don't think the way YouTube does it right now is either of those things. So all that said, right, so I'm kind of against putting ads on my videos in principle. But there is one old video of mine. It was published like 3 years ago. It's a Minecraft tutorial thingy that for some reason to this day still gets way more views than any other video I have made and continue to make. So I decided just to see what would happen if I enabled ads on just that one video. So it's been that way for about 10 or 11 days and has currently made 20 cents in that time. So maybe in a year or two that'll add up to the $100 it takes to actually have YouTube write me a check. So anyway, that's not a serious source of income. I'm just doing that to see kind of what happens. Like that's an old video that I don't really care about that much, that is not watched by my core audience. So hopefully that's an okay place to put ads. I'm probably more reluctant to use ads than I really should be, but that's the way I've decided to be. I was considering, this is not in my notes for this vlog, so I'm kind of just winging this. I was considering at one point to start some sort of tip jar, maybe a Patreon campaign kind of thing, just to let, in case any of you wanted to be super awesome fans and show some extra support by sending a little bit of money my way for what I do. I was thinking of setting something like that up. For a Patreon thing, it feels like I need some sort of reward for people who contribute, because I'd like to give them something special. Where I got stuck was thinking of what that special thing might be. I considered letting everybody who contributes request a specific game, and I would do at least one episode on that, but thinking about that has some unfortunate dynamics to it. It might have me end up doing videos that I don't really enjoy doing, or I would have to have people also buy me the games, so I wouldn't run at a loss if I didn't already own them, so I don't think I want to do exactly that, but if any of you would have any feedback about that, like interesting things I could do in some sort of thing like that where people who feel like donating to me could get something special back, I'm happy to hear suggestions. I'm not ready to do that currently. It's just something that's been on my mind for a little while, and I'm thinking it might be a cool thing. You know, totally optional. Everything would still be perfectly free. No one would be pressured in any way to donate to it. Just would be an extra way to show your appreciation if you wanted to be super awesome. So let me know if you have any thoughts on that. I would be interested to hear about it. So over the last weekend, I decided to do a game jam. This was just totally of my own volition. Earlier in the year, I had actually kind of planned to do this once per month, and that sort of petered out after the first couple of months. I talked about this earlier. There was a game that I showed that I decided to scrap, which was based on a Minecraft map I had done. Look back at my other vlogs if you want to see what that was. This one, so I made a thing. Let me go ahead and get it on screen now. Whoops. Take two. So apparently something about the audio in this game disrupts Audacity recording my voice. So I'm now recording on a different computer. I'll definitely have to look into what that was about. I left in just a little bit of it so you could hear what it was like. It was all distorted and actually was faster than normal. Anyway, that was really weird. Okay, so re-recording this. Right, so this game. This is not the fully implemented game concept that I wanted to show here. But the idea here was this takes the form of a precision platformer. But the gameplay, the core gameplay is actually different from what you would expect. I'll talk about what would make it unique in a moment, but part of the reason I did this game was to test out the collision system I've been working on for so long. I showed that in my last vlog, I think, and it held up really well. Using it in this game revealed a couple of rough edges in it that I will have to smooth out, but everything was pretty solid. So I have, those projectiles are actually circular, even though they look rectangular. I have this one-way platform here, so that works. Other ones you can collide with the ceiling. This thing just bounces you back at whatever speed you were going when you hit it. So anyway, the idea here was that this is a precision platformer with levels that are impractically difficult to complete in real time. So the core gameplay, I'm trying to get to that cyan thing over there, that's the goal. I do have a double jump. I had never actually done a game with a variable height jump before, or with a double jump, so those were both new experiences. I'm happy I was able to get it working as well as it is in 48 hours, and I definitely noticed an improvement in my ability to do that with the changes I had made to my game framework since I last tried to do one of these. So kind of the value of doing this is I see all the rough edges in it, I can smooth them out, and then eventually I'll have my tools in good enough order to be able to actually complete a game in 48 hours. Alright, I did it. Could just do it the cheaty way here, because I didn't put that quite high up enough. So anyway, that is not the interesting way to play this game. Sadly, the interesting way was not able to be implemented in 48 hours, but I can at least describe it to you. So the idea here was that instead of playing in real time, you would have I have a play button and a record button, which they both actually just do the same thing and start the game. But like the record button would record all of your input events. You would have the option of slowing down the game to try to do something tricky you couldn't do in real time. And all of those recorded events would go into a timeline here. So you would have full editing control over the timeline. You can move input events around and say like, okay, so at this frame, whatever frame number it is, I'm on this platform, I steer right and press the jump button and hold it for 6 frames. Does that work? No, I still run into this thing. Okay, well, what if I move this input event around a little bit and I say I hold the jump button for 10 frames? Now you just barely miss the thing, and maybe there are like 5 other cannons I should have shooting at you here because this isn't actually precise enough for what I wanted to do with the game. But anyway, it's to test the concept. This is a fine test level. Right, so you would move those around, and it kind of takes the form of a puzzle game where you're trying to find the set of inputs that lets you get from point A to point B and complete each level, and do it in the fewest frames possible. This game is inspired by tool-assisted speedruns or tool-assisted superplay or whatever it's called. Taskvideos.org if you want to see some really cool stuff in games. That's pretty well known. I'm sure you all already know about that. But anyway, so yeah, it's basically just you're using tools to assist yourself in getting through this game to just as the normal completion for it. And I wish I had been able to prototype that over the weekend and see if it's fun. I have not yet proven that concept would make a fun game. So I think I'm going to keep working on this just as a side project to see if I can get there. The working title that I chose for this was Taskmaker, because I was playing Taskmaker, I was thinking about it, and this game is about making a task. So anyway, it's a dumb name that won't stick. I just needed to type something in the first few minutes of the jam that I was doing, just to give it some name. So this was not any kind of official game jam or anything. It was just a thing I decided to do this weekend in 48 hours. A couple of people, I actually convinced a couple of developer friends to join me in it. One person was just working on an application that wasn't a game, but he got his stuff done. One other game developer made a cool little prototype where I wish I had it up so I could show it, but I don't have that set up. Anyway, it was a cool little thing where you fly a helicopter around and pick up people. Looked much more like a finished game than this does. So anyway, yeah. So I'm going to sort of keep this around as a side project, at least until I can get it to the prototype stage where I can prove whether the concept is fun or not, because I don't have the timeline control in here to see that. It turns out this was extremely valuable in showing me the weak points of the game framework that I use for everything and am continually improving. So, what I saw was that collisions are in good shape now, at least for a 2D platformer like this. There's still some work to do to use it in 3D, like in the main game I'm working on, which I realized I haven't actually talked about or shown as much on this channel as I thought I had. I'll hopefully be able to show more when I get three-dimensional collisions in better shape and get them into the game. But anyway, so yeah, this can be my side project, just to have something else to hammer away at if I'm stuck on the other thing. And this is valuable for improving the framework. So yeah, I see the weak points. I can improve those. I do really want to get back into doing monthly game jams. Like at the beginning of the year, I was trying to do one of these every month, then it just sort of petered out after a while, and I ended up not doing it again until this month. So hopefully I'll do another one of these next month. My current weakest point is UI. I had no UI toolkit to assist me with putting together the timeline editor, and at the 11th hour, trying to get that in just was not going to happen without when I had to make everything from scratch. So that's going to be my next area of focus after I get collisions just slightly more tied off. I accumulated a big list of to-do items just for, yeah, like doing a jam like this was a great way to show me a bunch of little things and some of the big things that I need to work on in my framework. Anyway, so yeah, hopefully at some point you'll be able to you'll see more of this game if it's a little more finished and I can actually show the concept working. Yeah, we'll just see what happens with that. Anyway, yeah, just wanted to share those things, and I'll probably do another one of these in the not-too-distant future when more exciting stuff comes up. So, I look forward to talking to you again soon.